What's up, guys? Brian here on the Onsite Haul today. We're in a big development. This thing is massive. This development started 20 years ago, and about 10 years ago when I was delivering roofing, I started on this site delivering roofing, and I'm back again, but now I'm doing truck trucking, you know. Yeah, I got a seatbelt, Brian. It's a lap belt, but I don't have it on. We're doing an on-site haul. Yeah, safety first. You're right. I'll put my seatbelt on. It's a lap belt, though. The thing I like about this on-site haul is we got this beautiful view of Mount Rainier over there, and there is nobody, except for there's two operators. There's a dozer who's pushing the dirt, and then there's an operator who's loading us. The dozer operator isn't pushing any of the dirt we're dumping, so we're really just dealing with just I got an E92 Silver in this Cameron. It's old Detroit. An old Jimmy Screamer. So I figured I'd say hi, you know. I don't know how well the service is out here, so if it starts getting glitchy, I'll just end the live stream. But if it doesn't get glitchy, then I'll let you guys see what I'm doing. It's pretty sweet out here. So basically, we're hauling from one part of the job site. We're going probably about, it's not even a mile, it's like probably like a half a mile away on the same job site, and then we're dumping. One of the things when you're doing an on-site haul you gotta worry about is you gotta watch for these stakes everywhere. There are stakes everywhere for some reason. You know, they use them for grading and, you know, different utilities, and they're just everywhere, stakes. So just, you know, you gotta be aware of those. It's really simple work though. What are you guys up to on this fine day? Surprised. This operator, he hasn't really loaded us, you know, very full, you know. He's just loading us normal, you know. He's been a good operator. He hasn't overloaded the hell out of us, you know. Yeah, some of them, on some of those on-site hauls, they will overload the heck out of you. I mean, you will be, you know, 90,000 pounds in a solo, you know. That'd be ridiculous. What we're doing is we're bringing up the grade on this plateau they got here. And my buddy Mark's here with me, and we're just kind of staggering the loads, you know, basically. On moving. Well, our house should be listed today. Our house should be listed today. This on-site haul is paying $125 an hour, so that's pretty good. Oh yeah, Blake, dude, that's the best part about on-site, dude, is the fuel. Like, you burn like $30 maybe in fuel, you know, compared to $150. Way better for the fuel savings. But I mean, it's a lot more wear and tear on everything else, so So you got to think, you know, if you're saving, you know, $100 in fuel, you're really not saving it because everything else is getting beat to heck. You know, at least that's how I think about it. You know, the springs, the spring hangers, the pins, you know, all the kingpins. I mean, they're just hammered. You know, and I don't drive very fast on site, I'll be honest. You know, there are people that go hot rodding around, not me. Second gear, third gear, if I'm off-road, maybe first gear, depending on how bumpy it is. As soon as I hit the pavement, though, I'll hammer down, you know, but... And I'm going to be a little honest with you guys. I may not catch all the comments that you guys leave, you know, because I'm focusing on driving, you know, but I will see, you know, the comments pop up periodically, and I'll answer them as they come. And I'll probably try and give you guys kind of a, see, I don't know if I can give you a really outside perspective, you know, rather than in the cab, because, well, here, let's do this. Okay, so you can see our piles right there. We're staggering them. So at the dozers, he's on the other side of that hill right over there. You can't see him. Oh, there he is. He's way over there. And then we're pulling the material from way back in there. But one nice thing is we got this beautiful view of the mountain right there. I mean, it's just gorgeous. But I've lived in Washington my whole life, and it never gets old. Like I can look at that mountain every single day, guys. So my house is getting listed. Well, I really like this area, you know. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind moving to, like, you know, Montana or Idaho, or, you know, somewhere less democratic. You know, somewhere.
I think I got enough in this one.
What's that?
Does it look like I got enough in this one?
You might be able to squeeze another half a scoop in there.
I don't want to lose any of it on the asphalt.
Yeah, try not to go over any bumps. So, we're, you know, I really love Washington. The prices for real estate are overinflated, you know, just like with any other, you know, area where there's a big, you know, city, you know, like New York or California or, you know, Chicago or, you know. So, yeah, Texas. I've heard a lot of good things about Texas, but I just found out somebody that I just don't like just moved to Texas, so probably won't be moving there anytime soon. I've heard really awesome things about Alaska, though. Like, Alaska sounds like heaven. I mean, if it wasn't for the giant mosquitoes and, you know, the temperatures that are just insanely high and insanely low. But I've heard it's beautiful out there. So here's what's going on with the house. So I'm still looking for a place, trying to find what the best fit is for, you know, renting someplace to put my machines in my truck. Not really having a lot of luck on that yet. But, so, my lending options that I've still been able to come up with, there's really only 2 or 3, you know. I can either take a hard money loan, which is out of the question. I'm not going to do that. The interest rates, you're basically making the payment on just the interest alone. Like there's no principal. So I'm not going to do that. That's not in my ideas of what's going to happen. And then there's the option where I can sell my duplex, you know, and that's the one I'm doing right now. I'm selling my duplex, and meanwhile, while I'm selling, because until my duplex sells, I won't be able to get a loan, right? Until January. Until January, I won't be able to get a loan, right? So one of my longtime mentors, you know, one of my Boy Scout Scoutmasters, was giving me some advice, and you know, he owns a veterinary hospital, and he was giving me some advice about how, you know, I could go about asking the bank for a business loan. And I think that's the option that we're gonna try and pursue short term and see if it works, you know. So I've been preparing this statement for the bank. Give me a second, guys. I'm backing up to the loader. So I'm preparing a statement for the bank, basically, and I might read some of that to you guys. It's really, you know, financial numbers and stuff and technical terms, and you guys it may be boring to you, so I may not, you know, show you that, but I may show it. I mean, it's really personal info, you know, of the business, so I may not. We'll see how things go. And I'll probably give you at least the gist of what the letter's saying, you know. So if it works, I mean, who knows? It may not work, you know. Basically, I'll present the letter to the banker and say, hey, you know, this is my case, you know. Can you give me a loan for this much money? I have this as my collateral, you know, and this and that. I've been spending some time on that, so that's going to be a sweet letter, though. Like, it's going to be mint. So, looking forward to that being finished. I'm going to try and get that done probably this week. I'm going to try. So I found a cheaper property for $465. It's a triple wide. I shared it with J-Bo. It's a slick property. I mean, it is a triple wide, like manufactured home. So I'm not too thrilled about that because, you know, those always go down in value. But it's got 7 acres. It's got a pretty big shop, and it's got a 3-car garage. And one of the sections is set up as a paint booth, and it's pretty slick. So, but I mean, who knows? The real estate market is so crazy that thing could be gone tomorrow, you know. So, one thing I've learned with real estate is just never get your hopes up, never get attached to anything real estate, because the only thing that's guaranteed in real estate is change. You know, and if you get all set on something, you're either going to get ripped off because you're going to pay way too much, or, you know, you're going to get your heart broke. Yeah, Blake, you got that right. Well, and I already know, you know, it's not like, and what I'll basically be doing is I'll be doing the business loan short term. I'll be doing it for, like, you know, probably 5-6 months, and then refinancing into an actual home loan. Or maybe I'll keep it under the business. I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't know what, you know, it'd probably be cheaper if I refinanced out of the business loan, because I think business loans are typically higher interest rate, you know, 6-7% or something like that. Home loans are around 4 or so. At least that's what I remember. I could be way off on my numbers, but I think that's what they are right now. I need to look into that. Do my due diligence before I get ripped off. Haul. You guys can see there's trees everywhere. I mean, it's just beautiful. And plus, once I get that business loan, you know, then I get into a house, you know, and the property I found, it's just a hair further out, you know, it's like 30 minutes further out into the middle of nowhere, you know, so it is further out, but that's basically what I'm gonna have to end up getting, you know, because I can't afford a commercial property. They're too expensive in Washington. And, you know, I don't know, I just don't want to have to deal with any neighbors. I'm just sick and tired of having neighbors. What's up, Chris Harney? Horny? I don't know how you pronounce your last name. What you up to, buddy? Yeah, I just want to get away. My first house was amazing. I loved all my neighbors. They loved me, you know, and I never had a problem, and I became really good friends with them all, and, you know, we still hang out. I helped one of them move. I drove his U-Haul truck to Arizona, you know, for him. And the other one lives up here somewhere, Bonnie Lake. I don't really talk to him as much anymore. He's just busy doing he's a EMT, emergency, you know, he helps out with people when they have health emergencies and stuff. I wasn't gonna call him a taxi driver, but that's what he feels like he is sometimes. Yeah, that'd be sweet. If I could live by a beach, that'd be sweet. Or a river, man. I would love to live by a river. Like, I mean, the problem with living by a river is you always are worried about, you know, getting flooded out or, you know, washing away, or, you know, the river. I mean, those things are unpredictable and they're dangerous, you know, but man, it'd be so cool, you know, to just pop out your back door and cast a line into the river and, you know, reel you in a big snapper, you know, or something. That'd be like the dream life, you know, or like a small private lake. That'd be sweet, you know. But honestly, I don't know if I'll ever be able to afford anything like that, you know. I mean, I might one day. The way the business is growing, it's growing so crazy, you know. I never imagined I'd own 2 excavators and a dozer 1 year. Yeah, the property's dirt cheap, Blake, but the river, the flood insurance ain't cheap. So you'd end up, you know, you're gonna end up paying one way or another. And then the taxes, you know, I'm sure there's lots of taxes. Oh, I didn't know. I'm not much of a fisherman, Chris. I've only been fishing in the ocean one time. And I caught a big king salmon and a silver. See, I don't like this setup right here. We're getting close to this drop off right here. And it's really, this isn't really set up for us to be driving over this thing. They got like this, the plateau, there's like two or three levels of the plateau. Somebody's calling me. Whoever it is, sorry man, I can't talk right now. Doing on-site hauling. So I'm about to find out right now if my truck hit. can actually clear this thing, surprisingly. It's a pretty big, let me show you guys. There's kind of the camera angle sucks, so it's not showing you the true depth of this thing, but it's pretty big. I was kind of worried about, you know, my fuel tank hitting or, you know, that kind of deal. And I don't really like driving down and up these things because it really twists the frame up. Especially if you're loaded. Oh man, that's not good for a frame, you know. I mean, they're made to twist a little bit, but they ain't made to twist that much. Especially if you have to turn on it or something. I always try and hit these types of things head on, you know. Dropbacks will hit, you know, wheels were spinning. Oh yeah, so back to my fishing. So I've only been fishing a handful of times, only once in the ocean, and we were fishing, and you guys aren't gonna believe this, but I swear on my own life, this actually happened. So I'm reeling in this king salmon, right? I'm reeling it in, and he's fighting me, and the pole's bent all the way over. You know, it's about to snap in half. And then next thing I know, the reel on my pole flew off. Like it just came undone, and it was like it was slow-mo, like, and it just started drifting up, and I just snatched it out of the air and pulled it back out onto the pole. And I reeled that fish in, man. I just couldn't believe it. It was the craziest thing that ever happened to me. And everybody that was on the boat was like, what the, no way, like, how did this happen? You know, I thought for sure I was gonna lose the fish, but I didn't, you know, we reeled it in. And I've been fishing on the river a few times. I kind of like river fishing. I did that with my father-in-law a few times, and I've had pretty good luck with it. You know, lake fishing, honestly, I haven't really had any good luck lake fishing. You know, maybe I'm doing the wrong thing. Like, I dumped my truck in the lake that one time. You know, I did do all right when I was trolling. I have a little aluminum boat. You know, we were trolling around, and I did pretty good. But that's why I love this truck, man. You live 5 miles from the ocean and you never go? Dude, that's like gotta be a sin or something. I live like, it's probably like 100 miles from the ocean. And if I could go more, I would, man.
What do you have, a silver 92 in there?
How could you tell? Yeah, I got a silver 92. Yeah, oh, and so another crazy thing that happened when we were fishing on the ocean. So we were all using...
they're one of the better Detroit motors.
We were all using barbed hooks. Yeah, I heard the 60 series are really good too. My last boss had one with over, you know, almost 2 million miles on it and never touched anything in the motor, apparently. But, yeah.
Yeah, the 60 series are great motors. I mean, I'm talking like the older Detroit. That silver 92 was the better of all the other ones.
Yeah, it's a screamer. So we were fishing. Sorry about that, guys. And we were using barbed hooks and, you know...
You can turn her up to about 600 horses if you want.
Yeah, I'm sure it's probably like 5 1/4 right now or something like that, because I can generally keep up with most everybody else. But, so... It was the first time I ever been fishing, you know, and the Coast Guard boarded us, and we had one native fish on there. I didn't catch the native fish, but one of the other guys did, and you know they were playing dumb, and they took the fish, you know, so we didn't get to keep it, and they wrote a ticket, but they never got the ticket in the mail. So I mean, who knows whatever happened to that, but we all limited out, and I was totally fine, like on the seasickness level, like I wasn't even sick at all. But after we got boarded, we were sitting there for 30 minutes, you know, or whatever, however long it was, just sitting there rocking. On the way back to the port, man, oh dude, my stomach just started churning, you know. And I made it all the way back to the dock before I started puking. Then it was, you know, for like an hour after I got on the land, I was still, you know, like, but I would do it over again in a heartbeat. It was just so fun, you know, and reeling in those king salmon. I mean,
well, I don't like that. My cross members dragged me down going over that hole.
Yeah, I was afraid of mine doing that too, but I didn't. It didn't. Maybe my tires were just a hair bigger than yours. But yeah, it was so fun. I'd do it again in a heartbeat. And then I go fishing with my father-in-law, Todd, all the time. Well, we went a few times, not all the time. You know, river fishing, and I really enjoy that. Dude, that was the best salmon I've ever had in my life, dude. Like, the taste was so fresh, so clean. I mean, it was just amazing. Like, I've never tasted any fish that good, ever. That king salmon, dude. And I smoked it on my smoker. Well, I didn't really smoke it, I barbecued it, kind of. And then I gave some to my buddy Robert, and he was like, dude, this is the best salmon I've ever had in my life. Like, I mean, he was, like, a week before that, he was, like, trying to give me some smoked salmon, and his grandpa made. He's like, man, this stuff is so good. It's the best stuff I've ever had. And then when he tried the salmon that I made, he's like, dude, my grandpa's salmon doesn't even compare to this. You know, he was just blown away with how you know, fresh it was, or, you know, I don't know what made it taste so good, but it was just amazing. Like, you know, some butter and garlic on there. Oh, dude. Yeah, I need to go again, man. I need to go again. Little cream cheese. I've never had cream cheese on my salmon before. I mean, I've had salmon dip, you know, which is made with cream cheese, so I could see how that would be good. Definitely see how that could be good. Here, I'll show you guys where we're picking the dirt up. So basically, we're thinning this out right here. You can see the loader. He's sitting up on that bank. And then we're taking it around this corner, looping around, and then dumping. He's chatting with somebody right now, so he's not loving me. Yeah, buddy. I had my top ramen for lunch, guys. You can see the little top ramen particles in there. I had string cheese. I got a sandwich. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it seems like a dry riverbed, and I got some grapes for my lunch. It's gonna be gone in another half an hour, probably. I'm starving. Yeah, this dirt, this is what we would call pit run. And basically, it's like round river rock mixed with kind of like a sandy loam soil. great dirt. I mean, it's good dirt. You know, if there wasn't so many rocks in it, it would definitely grow grass really good. Very compactable, you know. Drains amazing with all the rock in it. I bet this dirt drains amazing. You know, and you know what's funny to think, guys? Like, for some reason, I'm thinking like back in the day, they didn't plan any drainage or any of that type of stuff out, you know, before they did the development. And nowadays, like, the amount of planning and engineering and, you know, thinking that goes into a development is just, it's mind-blowing. Like, back in the day, you wanted to build a house, you know, you just built your house, you know, and then, but now, I mean, with all the communications and systems and regulations, everything, I mean, it just costs so much money. I was talking to Mark saying, you know, how much do you think this job site's paying, you know, to do a development like this? He's like, oh, it's probably in the hundreds of millions, you know. And it's just crazy, you know. It's awesome. So what are you guys hauling today? I know a lot of you guys are truck drivers. What are you hauling today? I need to get a haircut. My hair's getting long. They do, Chris. They make so much money. Like, you know, they make so much money, but you got to realize how much skin they have in the game too, you know. I mean, if, you know, the county or the state, you know, doesn't like it or they're not making enough off of it, they will put a stop to it immediately, you know. And then next thing you know, all that money is gone. You lost it all, you know, on a bad deal, you know. You know, you get some environmentalists out here, you know, oh, that's a spotted head squirrel, you know.
That last pile I dumped, tried to go in between that one and my other one there. Stay up on that, don't go over the hump, down into the hump. Stay up on the upper part there, try to get one in there.
Okay.
After I got down in there and I dumped it, there's a pretty big gap there.
Fiber mix, what's that?
And then my load, I'm pretty close to that back edge, just running all the way up towards the minis and work our way back.
Chris, my bad. I was adding a whole bunch of moderators. You'll be back on there, don't worry. You'll be back on there. I just noticed that. Yeah, I was adding a whole bunch of moderators, you know, because I hadn't really taken the time to add anybody, you know, there was only like 3 or something like that. And, you know, there's a whole bunch of you guys that are always on here. I'll add you back on there, don't worry about it. What's up, Johnny Steffens? Why do they put fiberglass in it? Like, what's the point of that? That just seems weird. That seems like a roofing material. That's basically what roofing is. It's fiberglass with, you know, like the tar in it. They pour sprinkle granules on top to make sure life helps. Is it itchy? I gotta know, is it itchy? Like if you touch it a lot, you know, or something, does it get itchy? You know, like, you know how fiberglass is, you know, insulation and stuff. You start touching it or breathing it, and it starts getting all over your skin, and the next thing you know, your arms are itchy. And how much do they pay to haul that? Do they pay extra? How do you like that Sterling, Blake? How do you like that Sterling? It looks pretty clean. I was looking at the pictures the other day. It looks pretty clean. But you gotta let me know what your address is and what shirt size you wear. I'll just send you a shirt. I thought I messaged you on Facebook, but you never responded. Probably got busy or something. Or maybe you just don't want to advertise my business. Oh, you're going to put a ton of diesel on there? Things that sucks about the on-site haul, the amount of dust. Holy cow, man, the dust is just insane on some of these job sites. This one ain't that bad, but my job site that I had the other day, oh my goodness, dude, there for like 6 hours, and there's, you know, like an inch of dust on the dash. Who's Felicia? Is that your girlfriend or your wife? Are you married, or is it your girlfriend? Should I get her like a... I don't know how to say this without, like, you know how your wife, when your wife wears your shirt, it looks really big on her, you know, so she just wears it around the house, just the shirt. Should I get her your size shirt so she can just wear it around the house? Girlfriend of 10 years. Dang, that's a long time, man. I mean, you guys might as well just tie the knot after 10 years. I mean, if you haven't split up in 10, you know, that's, for nowadays standards, that's like an eternity, you know. My wife and I will be married, this year will be 7 years. August 17th will be 7 years. Yeah, I know how that is, Blake, man. Freaking, there's never time to do anything, it seems like, you know, except for the winter, and then you're so beat from the summer, you know, that I worked last night, by the way. I don't know if you guys see my posts on YouTube. I was out there doing that 5D fiber optics again. I love doing that stuff. My buddy Josh, he's such a cool dude, man. He's kind of mentoring me, you know, into the, you know, learning how to do everything, and helping me out a little bit here and helping me out a little bit there. Yeah, just let me know what size shirt she wears too, Blake, and I'll get them over to you. Also, guys, I got something cool coming out really soon.
Have you ever had any work done at Jim and George's there in Kapowsin, boarding area?
Nope.
Yeah, they done some work for me and I lost his number. I got, this weekend I was putting a new hose on my, cross hose on my fuel tanks. I had to move the valve a little bit to get the hose off, and it started leaking, and then when I pushed it back, it started spraying out. The darn threads where it goes in the bottom of the tank split.
Oh man, dude, I feel that had to have sucked big time. You didn't have full tanks, did you?
No, there was only like 20 gallons in it, but I had a bucket right there. I put it underneath it. My pickup truck was sitting there, and I had my pump there for my slip tank. I just dropped it in there, and it pumped all the fuel to the other side. So
you got that
I only lost maybe a half gallon or whatever by the time I got it all pumped out. But I got to take it down there, and I'm going to have to drill a 2-inch hole in it, weld a whole new bung in it.
Wow. Yeah, I got an aluminum welder, but I wouldn't be comfortable doing a fuel tank or anything like that because it's just a MIG gun, you know.
Yeah, he specializes in that stuff there. They'll just cut a 2-inch circle in there, and they got a patch or whatever that just goes on, you know, the holes in them and everything, and then you just re-weld it right on there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not hard what they got to do. It's just, you know, the specialty of aluminum. You know, aluminum is such a
high quality.
So, Chris, the 5G fiber optics, it pays the same as any other job, but what's nice about it is the profit from it is way higher than any other job, because here's why. So I go up to Seattle at night, there's no traffic, I get loaded, and then I go home. One time, one load, 6 hours, and that's it, you know, and you burn $30 and get paid, you know, $700 or $800, I can't remember what the 6-hour minimum is. Every now and then you'll stay, you know, longer, but sometimes you're not even there 3 hours and you're getting paid for 6. Yeah, and and all you do is you just sit there. Well, I mean, so here's why I'm at that job site and not some other trucker. Because I get out, I grab a shovel, I grab a broom, and I help the laborers out. Mainly, I don't really do it to help them out as much, but I want to learn the whole process of the job, and the best way to learn is to experience it, to do it, you know. So yes, they requested me. I know the owner personally, but so what happened was this kind of sucks that it happened like this, but so one of my buddies put me on that job site, and you know, I'm not trying to steal customers or anything, but he started calling me, you know, and I think it's because, you know, he's seen that I get out of my truck and I help, and it's basically like having an extra laborer, you know, for free, you know, so he couldn't turn that down. And then on top of that, I don't complain about anything. I don't complain about concrete or anything like that, and I also have operating skills too. Like, so if, you know, if he wants to go grab a sandwich, then I can hop on the machine and he don't lose any time, you know. Not every truck driver can just hop on a machine in Seattle and just start operating, you know, without costing, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars because they hit something, you know. And, you know, we've built this mutual respect for each other, you know, and, you know. Are you watching this while driving, J-Bo? I'm on an Onsite Haul, so, I mean, I think it's okay. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really paying too much attention to the screen as I am my surroundings. It's just like talking on the phone, you know? Except for every once in a while I glimpse at the screen to see what, you know, comments pop up. When I get a safe moment where I know nothing's happening. But yeah, I love doing that 5G fiber optics. One load, 6 hour minimum. Your truck is off the whole time. You know, it's the best work you can get. Like, it really is. You do nothing. You drive, you're up there for 3 hours, 4 hours max, and you get paid for 6. You're driving too, Blake. Oh, you guys crack me up. When I was driving, and I probably shouldn't admit this online, but I'm just gonna put this out there. When I was driving tanker trucks over the mountain, I'd wake up at 3 in the morning, you know, and my first load would be to Ellensburg, right? And that takes 2 hours to get over there and 2 hours back, right? And if I was to a point where I was so tired, like I was trying to, you know, falling asleep, you know, where I was getting really tired, and there's nobody on the road. So, you know, especially going over the pass, you know, there's just nobody on the road at 2 in the morning. I'd throw on a YouTube video, you know, and just listen to it, you know, and it would wake me up because for some reason my brain, like, if I'm not watching something or doing something, it starts to fall asleep. And 2 hours, I mean, I did that run every single day for a whole year straight, you know, Ellensburg, Napa Vine, Tacoma, Ellensburg, Napa Vine, Tacoma, 3 stops every single day for a year and a half straight. I mean, I could do that with my eyes closed. Like, that's how well I knew the roads. Yeah, I knew that road so good, my eyes were closed, you know, and I would start out in Tacoma, and then I'm like, what the heck? Like, how did I get in Ellensburg so fast? Like, almost like I time warped or something, you know? It's just the craziest thing ever. Like, my mind just went on autopilot, and that's scary. I mean, it's kind of scary to think, you know, like, how the heck did I get here, you know? Like, I don't even remember driving. How did I get here? Like, I don't even remember anything in between. Like, nothing. Cameron, yeah, definitely, you know, in the future, but I don't see it, you know, in the short-term game. It really all depends how fast the business grows, Cameron. And what I mean by that is how fast I can learn what I need to learn to grow the business in a bigger way, you know. There's so much money in development. Like dump trucking, there's really not any money in dump trucking compared to development. You know, like if you're a builder or a developer, that's where the real money is, man. I mean, if you really want real money, like, and I'm talking stupid money, that's where you gotta be, you know. I mean, yeah, I'd love to hire some more dump trucks, you know, because I love dump trucks. But I think my main goal for the business is, me personally, I need to grow in, you know, knowledge of how job sites are run, you know, how job sites are run, what is the process of a job site, you know, start to finish of a development. And, you know, that's I've videos. I do everything myself. I mean, I don't really pay anybody to do anything, you know, except for, you know, I have a lady who helps me do my books, but I mean, I don't really pay her cash, you know. We bring over food all the time for dinner, you know, and have a good time and play some cards and stuff. She helps me out with my books, but I'm not willing to pay anybody for anything if I can do it myself. And I got the equipment, I got the dump truck. Yeah, I talked to the junkie a little bit. When was it? I talked to the junkie on my last live stream. He is very persistent on telling me that I need debt, you know, and I need credit, and you know, a lot of people say I need debt and I need credit, you know, and I don't know, man. I've just been doing so good with cash, you know, why should I pick up a credit card? The only thing I've been having an issue with is, you know, my neighbor complaining on me, you know, and me having to buy another property, you know, that's really the only downfall. I mean, he makes lots of money, don't get me wrong, he makes a buttload of money. Dump trucking, the money is in consistency. That's where the money's at. If you want to make money in dump truck, you got to be consistent with the work. You got to have a constant revenue stream of people that are feeding you work. Chris, that's what I'm trying to get to. I'm working that way, you know. There's a lot of money in that, in the utilities business, you know, and I'm learning that pretty quick, you know. So, you know, I mean, honestly, I like to do everything, you know. I just got to get to a point where I have enough machines and equipment to do everything. And then, you know, what I'll do is I'll save up all my money. I'll save up a ton of money. Then I'll just start hiring loads and loads of people who have experience, you know. And then the work will be, you know, people already have a good, you know, clientele. So as soon as I start hiring people, they'll be like, hey man, I got this job, this needs to be done, this needs to be done, because they'll already know my reputation, you know. I'll have been in the industry for 5 years, 10 years, you know. Let's see. Emergency cleanup. Yeah, there's a lot of money in that too. But I've heard some horror stories about emergency cleanup, like I mean, and I don't know what to believe, but I've heard, you know, some horror stories, like people are promised, you know, buku bucks, and then, you know, they do all the work, and then they find out it was all pro bono, you know, it was all free, you know. It's like, that ain't cool, man. You know, if somebody's telling you you're gonna make this much money, and then next thing you know, it's all free, it's like, no. But I'm sure there are, you know, places in the market where you can get that stuff and actually get paid, you know. There's gotta be, or else the work would never get done, you know. So they gotta pay. I mean, maybe it's just one or two cases, you know, that everybody seems to talk about, so it gets blown way out of proportion, maybe. What? $250 an hour? Train derailment? Wait, so what did you do? What did you clean up? Like, tell me what you cleaned up. Like, what were you hauling away, or what were you moving, or what? How'd that work? $250 an hour? Holy cow, man. Dude, you know what that means? What, from the time time they called to the time you got, holy cow, man. Dude, that sounds amazing. Dude. So, just imagine what I could make if they called me up and said, hey, we need your hoe and your dump truck. Dude, that'd be $500 an hour right there. $500 an hour from the time they called me to the time I brought my machine home. Dude, that would be... Yeah, man, I don't even know. I've hauled contaminated dirt. It always pays the same as any other dirt, though. I mean, I bet the guy who's you know, doing the clean out or who's in charge is making a butt ton more money than, you know, just us hauling it out. I get way over here. I'd like to get into doing some of that too. That'd be cool. It looks like they're
yeah, he's gonna have us try to head in. Right in behind him, there's an open area there. We can head in and back into that, and then pull out.
yeah, I seen that. I was wondering about that open area.
Yeah, that or head into it and then back out of it, get in. So we're not backing all the way down.
Yeah, I mean, I've probably put in as many miles back and forward as I have forward.
Yeah, I put mine in high range back out. Just when it's idle, I can go at a pretty good clip.
Yeah, I bet you could. If I put this thing in high range, man, it would take 2 seconds to get back there. Okay, let's read these comments. What's that? Nothing for 3 days? Yeah, same question as Chris. How often does it take for you to get paid? 90 days? Yeah. Or what? So you got paid to sit for 3 days and did nothing. 250 bucks an hour? That's insane. That's how you bought your first truck? Oh, your question was for me? Oh, Chris. Oh, okay. I tell my customers I want to be paid in 30 days from the time they get my invoice, or let's say from the time I do the work. I want to be paid in 30 days. But I would say the average, it's hard to say, man. If I had to put an average on when I get paid, I'd say 45 days. Generally, like half of the people are late and half the people are early, you know. And the people that are late, like if they're up to 60 days late, I will not work for them anymore. If they take up to 60 days to pay me, I won't work for them. There's just too many other people. There's just too many people to work out there for, you know, to pay fast. Why would I wait 60 days, you know, for them to hold my money for 60 days? That's stupid. Look at that. And some people wait 90. It's like, oh, hell no. Never wait 90 days. No way. I'm not a bank. You know? When you do work for somebody, you're basically loaning them money. I mean, and that's the way you gotta think about it. Because you're loaning them money. Like the fuel you use to do that job, you loan them that $300, that $200. 7 days? What? That's it? You get work, you work, and then 7 days later you get paid, Blake? Dude, I wish it was that fast here. Holy flip. That's insane. 7 days? Man, if you get paid every 7 days, so basically once a week, if you get paid once a week and you have cash flow problems, or if anybody has cash flow problems and they're getting paid once a week, they're doing something wrong, man. They're doing something wrong. 'Cause I get paid once every 45 days, and I don't really have a cash flow problem. So, Blake, do you work for a dispatcher or something, or who do you work for? Like, how do you work? I work directly for the customer. I bill the customer directly. Do you work for the customer? Do you work for the customer or for like a dispatcher? No contractor. So you work for the contractor then? Oh no! Mark got stuck on that berm. Oh wait, there he is. He locked him in. His tires are spinning. I seen you lock that in, Mark. Your tires are spinning.
Yeah, as soon as I get on level over a hump, she spins.
Yeah. I've seen that spin. I'm like, what the heck's going on there? I'm like, oh, he doesn't have any traction.
Yeah, that's that airbag suspension on these older trucks.
Yeah, that is pretty sweet, Blake. 7 days, every 7 days you get paid. Dude, that's freaking sweet.
Well, I don't know if it's me, but this road
Yeah, they're bringing up the grade on this little pad right here, 24 inches. So they got 2 on-site trucks all day, man.
What, these houses are going to what, 700,000, 800,000?
Yeah, 700,000, 800,000, maybe almost $1 million. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know who has the money for that or how they make that much money, but you know, I'd like to figure that out. That's a good way to do it. Like, that really is a good way to do it. You know what's weird is in Washington, like dump trucks and stuff, there are dispatchers, but there aren't brokers for dump trucks. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like in other states, like if you're a dump truck driver, you call a broker up and he basically gives you the work and he pays you, and he's like a middleman and he takes, you know, a certain percentage. They don't do that here in Washington. Like, there's nothing like that. I've never heard of anybody getting paid like that. It's always, you always bill directly to, you know, directly straight to the contractor. Let's see if I get stuff here. Nope. That's the difference between a Peterbilt and a Kenworth, man. I'm just kidding. I got the walking I-beam Hendrickson walking I-beam suspension. He's from Ohio.